We tag along with the Mahoning Valley Historical Society to show you the Mahoning River as you've never seen it before. That story on today's Daily Buzz.
Today's Business Journal Daily Buzz is brought to you by 717 Credit Union.
The Mahoning River watershed has played a significant role in the development of our region.
I think we now have a greater appreciation of it.
Today we take a look at how the Mahoning River has shaped the valley in Flashback.
Flashback is sponsored by Hickey Metal Fabrication.
We are celebrating the anniversary of the founding of the Mahoning Valley Historical Society. We're also going to be doing tours, which we call a Mahoning River Walk, where we're going to learn not only the history of what's gone on along the Mahoning River here in downtown Youngstown, but also some of the natural history and the conservation issues that are going on with the river.
If you are scheduled for noon, please follow me out the door. There have been people habitating the Mahoning River Valley 13,000 years. We have this monument here to John Young. He is the namesake for Youngstown. Also, James Hillman and Daniel Sheehy. A lot of people ask about the name Mahoning. It's from an Algonquin native word, Mahoning, that stood for at the Salt Lick. Let's jump up on the bridge and talk some more about early history. Does anybody know what that intersection back there is called? Spring Common. Thank you very much. This is really where it all started. This is what Spring Common looked like in 1909. The importance of Spring Common goes back to the beginning, because if you can imagine Young and his surveying party either canoeing or paddling on a flatboat, pulling their way up the Mahoning River, which wouldn't have looked like this. It would have been deeper and more navigable. Before we had the railroads, between 1835 and 1840, you had one of the first major developments that happened here, which was the Pennsylvania and Ohio Canal. And it was opened for business in 1840. On the entire 82-mile span, there were 54 locks, there were 9 dams, and 2 aqueducts, which actually carried the canal over another body of water. And then here's a view right here in Spring Common of the canal, probably about 1870 or 1872. This is one of the older Spring Common bridges. There's the river and there's the canal.
Between 1830 and 1850, one of the preeminent naturalists, Ohioan naturalist, Kirkland, Jared P. Kirkland, he investigated a lot of the flora and fauna, well, mainly the fauna of the Mahoning River. In total, Kirkland was credited with describing 8 fish that were new to science. So as early as the mid-1800s, Kirkland attributed a decline in walleye and other fish to the dams that were being constructed on the Beaver River. Friends of the Mahoning River does monitor and collect data, as well as the Ohio EPA, and we are seeing some resurgence of that flora and fauna.
Something that happened river and nearby was ice harvesting, and this is a scene from about 1907, 1908, Mahoning Avenue in the background, and they were actually harvesting ice. Some of the recreation was also pretty funny. The river used to freeze solid. One of the things that people in Youngstown and Warren did for fun in the early 19th century was they would race on sleighs from Youngstown to Warren.
Well, obviously this area was an iron and steel center of development. And part of that began because of the natural resources we have in the area. You had everything you need. The downside of this is all the environmental stuff, the air emissions, solid waste generation such as slag, the dust, metallic waste, pickling acid, all that stuff they poured in the river and sent to Pennsylvania.
There are 9 low-head dams on the Mahoning River that are still active. We're looking to remove a lot of the dams along the Mahoning River, trying to get that multi-varied habitat back so that we can encourage wildlife to breed and grow once again.
This site also had a lot of industry. The first companies that come down here in 1878, the William Todd Company was founded and built works here. Later, the Lloyd Booth Company had a foundry at this location.
The river was basically used as a sewer. That was pretty common all over Europe and North America. You know, you just dump stuff in it. It's still really common around the world if you've ever traveled other places. To this day then, the river's basically been in a recovery point.
I've got my own pictures of what we'd like to see the Mahoning River look like in the future. We feel like there is a lot of potential for the Mahoning River. Doing things like having recreational areas, park areas that are combined with the old industrial areas, converting them over into something that is more beneficial. But we see this as being the future of the Mahoning River, and it helps to have people like you who support the activities and not only the preservation of what we have, but the development in sustainable areas.
Remodeling your kitchen or bath? Visit the Green Heart Design Center and Harvey's Floor Coverings showrooms in Boardman during their grand opening sale.
Hickey Metal Fabrication, family owned and proudly based in Salem for 75 years. We have state-of-the-art equipment and are ready to handle your start-to-finish fabrication needs.
717 Credit Union, savings power to give your business an extra boost. Business savings, certificates, and business money market. 717 Credit Union, make your money work as hard as you do.